On this final weekend of campaign 2014, the candidates and their supporters are going all out. And that includes one very prominent politician who's not been very welcome in most places this season. Here's Julianna Goldman.
Making his final campaign push, President Obama was in deep blue territory today.
Are you fired up?
Revving up the Democratic base, especially women and minority voters in Connecticut and Pennsylvania.
Make some phone calls, knock on some doors, grab everybody you know, get them out to vote. Don't stay home. Don't let somebody else choose your future for you.
But dogged by low approval ratings, the president's campaign appearances have been strategic and limited. He's steered clear of battleground races where Republicans have successfully tied Democratic candidates to the unpopular president. Republican Senator Rand Paul called Tuesday's vote a referendum on the president.
You know, in my state, the Democrat candidate won't even admit she voted for him for presidency.
The candidate, Kentucky Senate hopeful Allison Lundergan Grimes, even released this campaign ad.
I'm not Barack Obama.
During the 2010 midterm election, President Obama headlined 17 rallies for candidates around the country. This year, he's only appeared at 7. Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar isn't up for re-election, but told Bob Schieffer today the president has helped where he can, especially with fundraising.
He's done a lot of work, but it's clear it varies state by state where people agree or disagree with the president on different issues.
Jeff, White House officials say the president can still get out the vote in battleground states without physically being there. In the digital age, he's targeting those Democrats using web ads, videos, and radio spots.
Julianna Goldman, thank you. Control of the Senate hanging in the balance. We are joined tonight by our congressional correspondent, Nancy Cordes. Nancy, all the major polls have Republicans winning the Senate. What are the chances of a landslide? And if there is a landslide, what does that look like?
Well, if you start to see GOP victories in not just traditional Republican states like Arkansas and Louisiana, but in real battleground states like Colorado and Iowa and New Hampshire, then they're going to be able to argue that their ideas caught on across the political spectrum. Democrats will argue that the entire Republican message in this election was about President Obama, not about any new ideas. And they'll also argue, if they lose all these states, that this is just what happens in any 6th year of a presidency.
Are there states right now where Republicans are playing defense?
There really are only a couple of states at this point that they're worried about. The first one is Georgia, where the Democrat Michelle Nunn is neck and neck with the Republican David Perdue to replace the retiring Republican there, Saxby Chambliss. The other state that's giving them a bit of heartburn right now is Kansas, where an independent, Greg Orman, is either neck and neck or slightly ahead of the longtime Republican incumbent Pat Roberts. Now, because Orman is an independent, he doesn't have a traditional party apparatus behind him, helping him to get out the vote on Election Day. So it is really, really difficult for both parties right now to figure out how that race is going to shake out.
Nancy Cordes, thank you very much. We'll see you on Tuesday night, and CBS News will have election updates throughout Tuesday evening, including complete live coverage at 10 p.m., 9 Central.